A hearty welcome to our newest member, Suriking 1350. You've joined a community dedicated to bringing you the latest in international policy analysis. If you're watching and aren't a member yet, consider joining to support the channel. Today we're diving into some recent buzz in the defense world. Japan, a country known for its pacifist stance, is making moves to lift export restrictions on their FX fighter jet, a stealth fighter developed in partnership with the UK and Italy. It's a decision that's stirring up quite a bit of discussion. So, without further ado, let's delve into the heart of the matter. Japan, a country known for its pacifist stance, is making headlines with its recent decision to ease export regulations on their FX fighter jet. Let's delve into the details. This decision hasn't come out of the blue. It's part of a larger move, a revised security strategy that Japan has been meticulously working on. And one of the key elements of this strategy, the FX fighter jet, a stealth aircraft developed in collaboration with the UK and Italy. Now the FX isn't just any fighter jet. It's a symbol of Japan's commitment to modernize its defense capabilities, a bid to replace its aging fighter jets. But this isn't just about Japan's defense. The easing of export regulations has broader implications. Firstly, the export of the FX fighter jet isn't going to be a free-for-all. There are stringent conditions in place. Every export will require cabinet approval, ensuring a level of scrutiny and oversight. But that's not all. The exports will be limited to countries that have defense agreements with Japan, further narrowing the field. This move isn't without its critics. Some argue that this change contradicts Japan's long-standing pacifist stance, raising concerns about the country becoming an arms dealer. They fear that this could potentially escalate regional tensions and contribute to an arms race. However, proponents of the decision argue that it's a necessary step for Japan to maintain a cutting-edge defense force and to contribute to global security. They believe that the strict conditions for exports will prevent any misuse of the technology. This decision has not been without its controversy, as critics express their concerns. Critics and opponents of this change have been vocal about their concerns. Indeed, the decision has not been without its share of controversy, with many expressing fears that Japan might be on a slippery slope toward becoming an international arms dealer. This concern stems from the belief that the easing of export restrictions opens the door for Japan to sell its advanced military technology to other nations. It's a significant departure from the country's pacifist stance, which has been a cornerstone of its foreign policy since the end of the Second World War. Critics argue that this could potentially have far-reaching implications, not just for Japan, but for the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific region and beyond. Moreover, the critics also raise concerns about the stringent conditions attached to the export of the FX fighter jets. While the Japanese government has stipulated that the export will require cabinet approval and will only be permitted to countries with defense agreements with Japan, skeptics question the effectiveness of these safeguards. They worry that these conditions might not be enough to prevent the misuse of the technology or its falling into the wrong hands. Despite these criticisms, proponents argue that the decision is a necessary response to changing geopolitical realities and that it could help Japan maintain its edge in an increasingly competitive global defense market. However, the critics' concerns underscore the complexity of the issue and the delicate balance that Japan must strike between its economic interests and its commitment to peace. Despite the opposition, the Japanese government has made its decision, marking a significant shift in the country's policy. This change is not just about export regulations, it's also about Japan's evolving role on the global stage. As we continue to watch the situation unfold, it's clear that the debates surrounding this decision are far from over. This significant change in Japan's export regulations marks a new chapter in their defense strategy. In a bid to replace aging fighter jets, Japan has eased export regulations, allowing the transfer of a stealth fighter jet developed in conjunction with the United Kingdom and Italy. This move, part of Japan's revised security strategy, has not been without its fair share of opposition. The decision was eventually approved, but not without stringent conditions. The export of these fighter jets will require cabinet approval and will be limited to countries with defense agreements with Japan. Critics of this controversial change argue that it contradicts Japan's long-held pacifist stance and raises concerns about the country potentially becoming an arms dealer. Navigating these waters will be a delicate process, balancing the need for updated defense capabilities with maintaining international relations and national identity. As we follow the unfolding of this policy change, one thing is clear. Japan's defense landscape is evolving and the world is watching. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this analysis insightful, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring you the latest in policy analysis. Until next time, stay informed.